Three, two, we. Oh.
Oh, hold on.
Oh man,
Mug. I became a black coffee person over the last like couple weeks.
really? I was actually just telling people about how like when I worked at Metro, like I had unlimited coffee, and I would come in. I would come in at 6 a.m. after being out till like 3:30 a.m. all the time, and that shit would do nothing for a nigga.
Yeah, I'd been drinking the black because it was like healthier, but just gotten used to it, and now I can drink that bitch. Oh, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Take a little bit to get the show started. Thank y'all all for waiting, but
And I just got the notification.
we are going to break down week 5 of the NFL. We're gonna recap Thursday night football, which was an overtime thriller where Kev's Atlanta Falcons took home the dub against NFC South rival Buccaneers, and what it was a great ass game. So we're gonna hop into that, and then after that, we're gonna break down the whole slate all the way to Monday night. But as always, go down, like, subscribe, and drop some comments along the way. Drop some bets you're gonna have along the way. We love to hear those. I'm Paul. Pick on William Concha, and who's with me?
So boy, Captain Kev Waterboy Savoy, you feel me? Oh man, Paul, I forgot my team played on Thursday. That's crazy. Hey, we played on Thursday? What happened, Paul? What happened? I forgot. I slipped my memory.
The captain showed up, bro. I told you when I made the pick, I took the Bucks, but like I wasn't gonna be upset if the Falcons won because I could definitely turn back on the block and talk my shit to Alex and Kyle, especially with the comments of, "Oh, y'all paid someone off a torn Achilles. Anyone who thinks he's gonna be good and you doesn't know ball, like shit like that." And then it's like, I like Apple iPhones, all those coming out with the feature where you can hold and reply to that specific message to bring it back to the forefront again makes it's such a great fucking feature because like I was finding all the messages in which Alex was in every group chat in which he had said something bad about Kirk Bangs, and I was like, motherfucker to drop history record books 500. I haven't seen a 500-yard game since 2021. Motherfuckers are saying this is
Facts.
the equivalent of like a 60 ball in the NBA. If
Tough
if
facts.
DeMar DeRozan was the one to drop it off a torn ACL or some shit,
Tough.
I was like, damn, bro, that is the equivalent. But yeah, he showed why you paid him that bag. I mean, I have the same take that I had last week. If this is a Desmond Riddler led Falcons, this is a game y'all lose. This is a game where y'all win the coin toss in overtime, and y'all choose to kick that bitch because y'all trust the defense more than y'all trust y'all's offense. Like that's the this is the Kirk Cousins effect. Hey, y'all saw my boy out there. Swag.
Sir.
Swag.
Sir. Sir. Bruh, but the entire ATL was on fire. ATL, peace up, A Town down. You feel me? Like this win felt so good, Paul. And I thought it was because of the bum ass Bucks fans. Because the exact words Kyle used was piss po cracker. When he was talking about my cousin Kirk. I just it felt great. I was telling everybody at school, I was like, yo, bro, like I fucking hate the Bucks. And they're like, bro, you know, I asked me if I like the Bucks. I was like, no, I fucking hate the Bucks. What are you talking about? I'm a Falcons fan. They're in my division. I play them twice a year, and I'm from Tampa. I have to deal with these motherfuckers talking bullshit all off season, all regular season. And when we were in high school, them niggas never went to the postseason, so it was yeah. And then I would watch them watch postseason. They would talk so much shit. So I hate the Bucks. The only reason why I hate the Saints more is because fuck the Saints. So when we bust they ass, Kirk Cousins puts on a beautiful performance. But I would be lying, Paul, to say that we just played the perfect game because this was a really hard fought game. And I think the reason why we beat the Bucks is because the Bucks didn't haven't had hard fought games like these. They had a good fight, a good game against the Lions, but they beat the shit out the Commanders. They beat the shit out the Eagles, way worse than they beat the shit out the Commanders. And then they lose to the Broncos in a game where they get no pass rush, even slightly. Yeah, the Bucks fans are gonna make excuses for the injuries, but this game showed that they weren't used to adversity, and it showed it. Like last, especially the offense. Kirk Cousins threw a fucking pick in the fourth quarter with 2 minutes left, and these bitch ass niggas get a three and out, no problem. And then when you look at it earlier in the game, we was letting them get all types of explosive plays when it came to that. that fucking 56-yard run by, I want to say, I can't remember if it was Bucky Irvin or Carl White. 56-yard run, put them in field goal range, put them in on the red zone. And then the special teams, this motherfucker took the kickoff back like 40 something yards, putting them boys already in positive territory. Baker Mayfield goes into halftime 12 for 30. What was it, like 12 for 15 with 100 something yards and 2 touchdowns?
Yep.
Three touchdowns. Three touchdowns. And there was no pass rush even a little bit. Out of all 15 or 14 or 15 of those dropbacks, no pass deep rush, no pass pressure, even a little bit. So
Yeah.
not only did we have to go into halftime figuring out, yo, we got to lock in on these explosive plays, but we got to get the fuck back there. And them boys tying the fuck up. Grady Jarrett and them boys, they locked in on the run crazy. Matthew Judon, I wouldn't say that he was a non-factor, but he does what he does. Our fucking our fucking secondary, the best secondary in the league, locked the fuck in. See, we talk about the fumble that we picked up in the fourth. Jesse Bates punched two of them bitches out. He's really could have had like three forced fumbles almost. I want to say two or three forced fumbles. And then there was the other forced fumble that we got that Grady Jarrett got at the line. The Bucks got back. So when we picked up that last one, it showed, bro, you can't keep fucking up and us not capitalize. We gonna figure, we gonna capitalize the more y'all fuck up. So that's why I felt so good because this wasn't a game where it was like, Kirk Cousins threw 500 yards, we won this bitch. Bijan in the running game was a non-factor all game. Kirk had to throw 500. And that pass rush aren't some bitches. Like, we blocked them for sure, but there were plays. Caleb McGarry's fighting a knee injury right now. There was one play they got a sack. Caleb McGarry went to the left, and you could tell his knee was not trying to go left at all. Immediately went left and stopped. Motherfucking our team fucking fought. Drake London locked the fucking Darnell Mooney looked like a fucking baller. Then I forgot he used to play for the Bears. Motherfucking Kyle Pitts turned up and stop talking shit about Kyle Pitts, bitch ass niggas. We need him to block the run. And tight end production is down on all around the league. So fuck y'all. And lastly, Kirk had ice in his veins. He threw that bitch to Hodge. They missed the tackles, and Hodge said, I'm fucking taking that bitch all the way up. So shout out my motherfucking Falcons team. Shout out Zach Robinson, our offensive coordinator. Shout out Raheem Morris. And I always forget our D coordinator's name, but he just looks like a cartoon character, NPC ass motherfucker. And we played a phenomenal fucking game because we capitalized on their mistakes and we didn't let our mistakes get in our head. Great fucking win. See y'all in 3 weeks, bitches.
So on my side, I felt like Bucks played a perfect first half with the offense at least. Baker looked ice cold, but then there was like in the third quarter, Baker took a hit. I think Matthew Judon's the one that hit him. But he just like rolled up on his knee and he grabbed that bitch immediately. And then after that moment, I don't know if he's injured because that boy Baker had like the fucking the little head thing around his the little head wrap and then fucking like a little like almost like a mohawk. Like boy looked like a gamer, and I was like, oh, like he didn't show it.
Jit was watching Mike Tyson fucking highlights before the game type shit. Like Jit came in ready to game, kid. And I will say the offense did slow down a little bit after that play. But Baker broke for like a 20-yard run.
He didn't show it, but after that play, the whole offense completely shifted because they went from this like mowing down the field. Both offenses on here was like mowing down the field. Like Bijan was effective. The combination of him and Algier were effective because Algier was getting like 10-yard chunk runs, but the Bucky Irving, Jesse Bates forcing that fumble. And then Kirk Cousins throwing an interception like right afterwards. I personally was like, damn, like, cause I almost felt like it was karma because I was like, damn, Kevin just came at Matthew Stafford for throwing an interception like the very first play in the fourth quarter. Or not the fourth quarter, but like the last drive against the Bears. And I was like, this is what he gets. Like, this is what like you live by the gunslinger, you die by the gunslinger. And then, but then then they get the four stops on the 3 and out, but I was just sitting there like, you gotta not be more aggressive, but like they know what you're trying to do. Like you're like you're just running the plays at the scrimmage to get the yards. Like after that second down play where I think it was the wide receiver, no, it was a screen to Ricard or some shit. But like there's everybody and their mama is at the line of scrimmage, just like watching the ball. Okay, who's it going to? The running back? What's it going? It was just like, oh, the Bucks are playing so conservative that like they're gonna let the Falcons have another chance at it, and that's what they did, and they
Mm-hmm.
fucked up. But that last drive in particular, this is my last thing was just Kirk Cousins throwing that bitch over the middle to Drake London, and then coming up to spike that bitch with 1 second left. And I didn't think he was gonna get. I thought we were about to have a Dak Prescott situation where he that infamous where he runs it, gets like 30
Mm-hmm.
yards, run out of time, they don't get time to kick it. And him
You
getting
know
the
what the difference was?
clock, bro, that saved y'all's fucking life. Because if y'all don't get that 1 second, it is a
Mm-mm.
clown show going on. And they're
Mm-mm.
like, how the fuck do you throw that ball over the middle? Da, da, da.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been best. So like
You know what
that's
the difference is though?
what?
A veteran quarterback. But look, but here's my thing, right? You wanna know why that play fucked up? Because nobody ever talks about this. The fucking they didn't fucking give the ball to the ref. Like I shit you not. What that Cowboys play where they did give the ball to the ref, so the ref had to take the and he then spot it, and then Dak and them figured it too late. Motherfucker, same thing with the Bills that year. The Bills did the same thing against no, it was the Dolphins against the Bills. Motherfucking but when I saw that nigga give to the ball, the ref the ball, I was like, oh yeah, we got time. We got time. It was the delay of game that scared me. I was like, is there gonna be a 10-second run off? Like,
Oh yeah, y'all were so fucking hyped on the fucking shit. Y'all, that boy where he was screaming, "Why do y'all set the reset the clock or whatever?" And even the people in the booth are like, "There ain't no reason to reset the clock right there." But yeah, good game all around.
mm-hmm.
Young Hoku's gonna.
Man,
He's.
there you go.
I don't think he's gonna go into Hall of Fame because it's gonna be hard to get into. But he might go into like
Kicker?
Ring of Honor. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, he has to.
He might go into Atlanta Ring of Honor.
And we did this shit. Oh, I'm glad you said that, Paul. We're first. Young Hoku is like our fourth or fifth best player. And he's been like that for like the last like 3 years. Like it's so funny that your kicker is like Justin Tucker is like the GOAT kicker, but he's not he's barely a top 10 player on Rich. Every year, motherfucker Young Hoku is the top five because the amount of points he scores for us, it's insane. But it was the beginning when he missed those first two. Like he got they got the offsides and then he got the kick again and missed it again at 41. And when he did it, when he made that kick, that's when I was like, I knew we were gonna win. Like that's when I was like, yo, we're winning this game. Cause like there's the adversity. I'm like, they don't have this under them. This isn't the same. This is a good Bucks team, but this isn't the same team that won the Super Bowl. Like they don't have that adversity, that toughness. And those niggas that did win that Super Bowl with them, they got Levante David, Vita Vea for sure. But like Antoine Winfield wasn't in that bitch. Like the dogs that they needed to stop us, I knew they didn't have them. And I was like, ah.
Yeah, and I thought the same thing when he missed those. I felt good about the last kicks, but for and it's kind of a opposite reason of you where you had that adversity. I looked at it more as like a numbers thing of like it's way more likely he goes like he's gonna like if someone going 10 for 10, I'm expecting them to miss their 11th versus someone who just missed their eighth and seventh. I expect them to hit their 9, 10, and 11 because like not just numbers wise, like you're gonna hit a certain number like so.
Nice.
But we gotta
Yeah.
keep it moving. We got our
And
very
shout out the king, Matt Ryan, top tier white man,
oh
Ring of
yeah,
Honor. We did that shit for Matt.
that boy was amped in the booth, bro. He was like yelling on the mic when he was trying to tell some stories. I was like, damn, Matt, like you a little juiced, bro. He's trying to get his stories out the way.
Oh yeah, but let's get into this, man.
We got our first, our very first London game, and it's gonna be a good one. We got the Vikings taking on the Jets here. Vikings 4-0, Jets 2-2. Vikings 2.5 point favorites in London. Of course, Aaron Rodgers taking on a team he knows very well in the Jets. I'm not Jets, in the Vikings. And Sam Darnold taking on a team that a lot of people are circling the revenge game. Vikings versus Jets, Kev. Which one are you leaning into? We got some experienced quarterbacks here.
Man, the Vikings better beat the shit out the Jets. The way that Brian Flores can give Aaron Rodgers so many looks, and then their defense. A good point I heard was by I want to say Pete Prisco. Like their offense is from like the '80s. Like It's very slow. There's not no motherfucking there's no creativity. It's a lot. It's very. That's why they were so stagnant against a great defense, a Sean Payton coach defense like the Broncos. Like there's nothing for them motherfuckers to do for real. I think they have the genius of Aaron Rodgers, and if you don't fucking get five penalties on fucking false starts, and you let the cadence, and you don't turn the cadence into a liability, this Packers, this Jets team can have a decent offense and go out there and bounce back after playing terribly last week. I just don't see it.
So I don't see it either, but I'm gonna blindly take the Jets here on
That's a good pick too.
yeah, on some like my whole vibe is like it's like 75% of all the money's on the Vikings. Like so many and so much money's on the Vikings, and this number's not going past three. Like that shit is stuck. Like Vegas knows a little something. They're keeping it still a 3 point game, or like honestly with the money correlation, it should have moved probably to 4, 4.5 by now, but it just hasn't. Which
Mm.
scares me, which tells me Vegas knows a little something. And it's a London game. You never know what could happen. This could be one of the wonkiest games. I tend to like the dogs in the London games, and I kind of feel like I just don't expect the Vikings to be 5-0. This is gonna be this is a game that I could see them losing. Like you're going over to London, is a very experienced team. Alan Lazard, Mike Williams, Loki becoming wide receiver 1 and 2. Why? Because after like week 2, Kev, I was telling you, after, I think week 1 or 2, I was saying like, hey, him and Garrett Wilson, like doing some signal shit. Garrett Wilson don't know what the fuck he's doing, and Aaron Rodgers don't want to throw the ball to him. Every single week, that shit just keeps happening. Where Alan
That was
Lazard
a good take.
come third, fourth quarter, who's getting all the targets? Mike Williams and Alan Lazard. Whereas, but I do think this time around we're gonna finally see the Garrett Wilson thing because the Vikings love the blitz. We get a lot of one-on-ones. And we might see what beats the blitz usually a quick one-on-one like with your best route runner or something over the top with a big man like Mike Williams. And I just think the Jets offense, finally get on the right page here. I could be completely wrong because their O line has been kind of iffy.
No, I agree with that to an extent. I think that this is the Jets team that's looking to bounce back. I don't see it, but this is a Jets team that's looking to bounce back. This is a Jets team that's looking to make something shake. And this is a Jets team that believes in themselves, I think. I think they come to this game and they put on their game, right? But I think it's the reason. If this was the Vikings defense last year, the Jets can steal a win here. This is the Vikings defense of this year. I think last year Brian Flores was a blitz maniac. I think Brian Flores can adjust to pretty much anything. The way that the different looks that he's going to give Aaron Rodgers, I think there's always just going to be the genius of Aaron Rodgers. Like seeing like Bill Belichick broke down that one play last week was a run play, but he looked over and seen the defender playing off on Alan Lazard. So literally, Alan Lazard, maybe not last week, 2 weeks ago, he looks at Alan Lazard, and everybody is blocking for a run, but him and Alan Lazard have that connection, and they go for the touchdown just off of that. So you're gonna have to deal with that. Aaron Rodgers is a fucking genius, but this Jets defense, I'm not thinking is gonna stop this Vikings offense. I think Sam Darnold is supposed to come back to earth soon, very very soon. I don't think he's gonna spend too much more time in the MVP front runner. I just don't think this is the game to do it. And fun fact, the last two comeback player of the years were both Jets quarterbacks, Geno Smith, Joe Flacco. And this year, I think this year, if they didn't change the rule, it would be Sam Darnold. So motherfucking, I
No,
think
he was.
that's why
I
this
believe
Jets
he
team
got
is.
hurt last year too, though, because remember he was supposed to be the starter or something. I could be wrong. I don't know, but I think I have heard
Oof.
it still being pitched around. But shout
But
out Romeo in the chat. Romeo taking the Jets as well.
can't trust you. Can't trust you, Romeo.
Next game down the slate here. We got our first 1 o'clock game. Bengals hosting the Ravens. Ravens 2.5 point favorite on the road. They're going to Cincinnati here. Joe Burrow and them need some wins. They got one last week. Can they keep it going? How do we feel about this NFC or this AFC North matchup? I mean, Juju Joe Burrow owning that secondary. He is healthy. T. Higgins healthy. Jamar Chase healthy. Offense looked a little good. I'm not a little good. It looked pretty good these last couple of weeks. Do we see that trend rolling? They are 2.5 point dogs at home, Kev.
I mean, we love a home dog, don't we? We love a home dog. But what has this Bengals team showed us that they could stop this Ravens rushing? The Ravens, Derrick Henry started off the season rushing for like 40 something, then 80 something, then 100 something, and 190 something last week. Like they've only gotten more and more comfortable and
Damn.
more figured more and more stuff out. So I want to put so much respect on the Bengals offense because I do think their offense is going to shine. Joe Burrow does not fear what I think is the second best secondary in the league. Joe Burrow gives no fucks about the secondary. Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, nobody cares. Joe Burrow's coming the ball. So I do expect them to do well, but I don't expect them to block this Ravens pass rush, and I don't expect them to stop the run. And if you can't stop Derrick Henry, and on top of that, Lamar gets up in the mix, there were no receivers have really gotten too much production, but it's been enough to keep Defense is honest. I don't see the bank. I think the Bengals should win this game because if you think about it, the Bengals can win 2 games in a row and be back to like number one in the AFC North because of how this fucking division is going. But it might start off 1-4, and this might make it be really tough for them to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, like this is the Ravens. I wouldn't be shocked if the not Ravens, but the Steelers were to lose like their next two. Not saying they will, but like next thing you know, everybody's sitting at like 3-3 for at and then 2 weeks from now.
If
I
the Bengals, oh my god,
I don't know, but I personally, Kev. I mean, his name is Joe Burrow for 15 weeks of the year, and then Joe Burrow comes out 2 times a year, and it's against this Ravens secondary, bro. He is just
X.
I don't want to root for the guy, but like I can't. You know what they say? Like insanity is trying to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. That's what the Ravens defense is when they play Joe Burrow. It's like they they
Facts.
they play very physical one-on-one defenses on the outside. They blitz heavy because they expect the to get the pressure, and they do, but that does opens up the Jamar Chase, T Higgins one-on-one, and then I even expect Gesicki to get open, to get a little. We might see a Gesicki gritty throughout this game.
Oh,
Um,
stop! That just made my stomach hurt.
I they're home dogs. You said it. Well, your very first thing. We like home dogs. I
We
think
love
this
a
is
home
a
dog.
team that has more to play for because they started off 1-3. They need to get a couple more wins. They're at home, a real home crowd in Cincinnati, especially when one of the rivals pull up in town. So I expect the crowd to be going kind of crazy. I gotta go with the Bengals here.
I
And
didn't think I was gonna write this. We haven't agreed on a single pick yet.
not yeah, and it's all because Burrow. This is where Burrow makes his money. This is where he throws like 400 yards.
Yeah, no, he be throwing. Didn't he throw for 500?
But yeah,
When we
he put up like I
what
think 1,000 yards in this one season against this team.
remember like when we were in Miami? Didn't him and Jamar Chase go crazy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
See,
2 touchdowns.
see, I remember it
Yards.
happening because we didn't. There was no service, so we would have to look up at the fucking the board, and every time you looked at the shit, Jamar Chase just had more. Right.
And the
So
Ravens, they play a very physical, tough defense, but I believe they're like bottom 6 in pass defense. Really good against the run, but they're a downhill team. They get out in front, they beat you up, they run downhill on you. But when Lamar has to throw, I'm just saying, I like Lamar, but his accuracy issues
mhm.
are a thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because there's one point I forgot to bring up in the Vikings and Jets game. But the way this team played the Bills last week, and don't get me wrong, the Bills are just matched up terribly against them. They don't have that physical toughness to stop them boys. I don't expect this Bengals team to do much better than the Bills, and that's why I have to take the Ravens. And I do want to bring up one thing that I heard. You know, the Vikings have like 15 sacks, and like 14 out of 15 of them have come when they're up on the lead.
Yeah, because they jumped out to early leads every game, except for
Mhm.
49ers game.
But these motherfuckers, they get the ball, they get up early, and then they get to running down on you. And I think that's the mindset the Ravens have to come with. If you can get up early, you can run down on these motherfuckers. But if you let Joe and Jamar get off, and T. Higgins in the cut, and Zach Moss, and then they had another run back, Chase Brown. He's
Chase
been playing
Brown.
well. This is not good.
Next on to the next game, we divisional games all across the board here. We got the Jaguars looking for their first win. They're 0-4, taking on divisional rival the Colts, who have I think the stat is like they lost 6 consecutive games in Jaguars or something like that, or 8. I don't know, it's a big number. I was like, oh
Yeah,
damn.
yeah. I think it's like 7, but it's either 7 or 8, something like that. But it could be 6. But my favorite one was the one when literally just needed to go get a win in Jacksonville to go to the playoffs,
Carson
and
Wentz,
these motherfuckers got fucking smacked
Clown
by the
Town,
clown. Yeah, by the clown town Jags. So and we don't know who the fuck is starting at quarterback this week.
no
And
Flacco.
last
No Flacco's probably starting. AR has been like held out of like every practice.
and last week, a lot of people could argue the Jaguars should have won that game.
That's what I think. This I'm in a dilemma because like I don't want to pick against my boy Joe Flacco. Like,
But
but I
you can get
also don't think the Jaguar. I had them winning this fucking division. Like they were supposed to turn their ship around last week, and I the same thing. I don't see the Vikings going 5-0. I just can't see the Jaguars going 0-5. But I'm also like, if Joe Flacco's slinging that thing, who knows?
so fun fact, you can get tickets for as low as $19 at this game.
Damn.
And I didn't have to go to like StubHub or something like that. It's literally in the ESPN app.
Yeah, you're be selling them tickets. That's how I found them cheap Dolphins Titans tickets, which I'm happy I did not go to.
But yeah, man, I think this game goes either or. So you look at the Colts, they got a good win against the Steelers, right? But that pass defense ain't look like shit. Like motherfucker, Justin Fields had his best day last week. Motherfucking,
Yeah, he snapped.
I yeah, I just think if the Jaguars run this ball, like if they can get the run game established, they win this game and they don't just make it 1000% Trevor Lawrence. They win this game and they're going to fucking London for the next 2 motherfucking weeks. So like
Oh
their
man,
mindset, yeah, their mindset is let's get a fucking dub and let's go on the and let's build some momentum. We can start off 0-4 and come back 3-4. Like you feel me? Because you're getting pretty much 3 straight home games.
I'm not gonna lie. You kind of saw like I was already on their camp, and Jonathan Taylor's out for the Colts, or probably leading to be out.
He's out. Oh,
Trey
let me write
Sermon
down my pick.
most likely be getting the starting role. So anyone who needs a good flex or running back, Trey Sermon might still be on the waivers for y'all. But also the Colts wide receivers, Josh Downs, Michael Pittman, they Alec Pierce, they all saw as soon as Flacco came in the game. First, all fantasy owners, like huge uptick in targets. Like them boys are getting passes, especially in PPR leagues. But yeah, I know I'm going Jags here. I just those
Okay.
them Jaggies are my boys, right? I expect them to. Their defense is going to do really well against Flacco. He had a good game last week. I think Flacco might, he might throw an interception or two out there.
I think there's just film on Flacco. I think Flacco
Plenty.
is a great dude. I think there's a Flacco is a great dude to come into a game for you, especially if he's already been at practice versus like last year. They kind of picked him up from the couch. So Flacco will play well. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm definitely can agree with that. I just need these motherfuckers to lock the fuck in. If this defense can just get that pressure on them and don't let them get too much time to get to let the wide receivers work and get creative. We can do that. But we got to take the Jags on this one, man.
All right, on to the next one. Non-divisional game for the first time. We got the Commanders, 3-point favorite at home with the Cleveland Browns coming to town. Nick Chubb is at practice. I doubt maybe he gets a snap or two, but he's not really going to be involved. But he is, he might bring that juice to practice. I mean, this might be what the team needed. Their Joe Coughlin, their All Pro tackle, is back at practice. He will play. That's just something to note for the Browns. The injury bug is finally leaving. Does this help the team or at least their offense get better? I did see a fun little nugget actually about this offense. Worst offense in the NFL, Cleveland Browns. Only team not to put up 300 yards, Cleveland Browns. Most expensive offense in the NFL, Cleveland Browns. So that is
Quite
something.
top heavy, I bet.
But Jaden Daniels, I mean, here we are, Kev. 3-point favorite. Jaden Daniels and his Washington team now at home.
Oh, the Browns are fucked. Like I didn't think we were gonna talk this game. I already wrote down my pick. I did. The Browns are fucked. I think Jerome Ford's played well, and Amari Cooper, when targeted, has been able to capitalize. But yeah, this team is fucked. This Commanders team is playing fucking lights out right now. They're not the team that's gonna slow them down. They literally have put on. I can't tell you I watch Red Zone, so don't make it seem like I watch the commies. But I can't tell you the last time I've seen them punt the ball.
Are you not worried about like the Cleveland Browns defense just being like an elite team where like maybe they could like slow it down?
I
The
think
injuries getting better for the Browns on offense or something like that. Where like that's the only thing that scares me was like I feel like everyone and their mama has the same mindset as you right now, Kev. And like as a better, that's a little scary because it's like how many people are probably betting the Commanders this weekend?
I think this is the week that people start playing different and studying different for sure. I think a lot of teams. The reason why this Commanders offense has played so well is because a lot of people have slept on them. They think like, oh, that was a fluke. That was he's not going to do that again. Like very much C.J. Stroud. Like they lost those first couple of games, but he threw 300 yards and you were the only motherfucker that noticed that. I felt like so mother. So I think this is the week that this offense doesn't look historically great, but you're forgetting this Commanders defense that's played relatively well.
Yeah, no, they have. I won't say well. I won't give them that. I would say they played better.
Relatively.
Yeah, they played way better than what they were on paper. They look pretty iffy on paper. That's why I like. That's what scares me is that like they played. It's like that paper wall. It's like it's there, but then you realize maybe one day, oh, it's paper.
But see, look,
I could
so I
coach
look at it like
through this.
I look at it like this, right? Look at it. Well, bear with me, I gotta steal you over to my side. So let me steal you real quick. I don't like us having too many
Oh
picks.
no, I'm not. No, no. There's
Oh,
no way I'm taking the Browns. I'm just saying.
oh,
It's
oh,
scary.
oh,
But what
oh.
did I say? Deshaun Watson starting at quarterback. There's no way I'm not picking against that. Like there's.
Oh, okay, okay. Because yeah, the Bucks. Don't get me wrong. The Commanders let Baker throw 4 touchdowns. We can't. They did do that. But you gotta remember, last week they held Kyler Murray and them boys to like 14 points. The next week after that, who did they play? They
Uh,
played the Giants, held them boys to only field goals.
they
Then
let
I'm
the
not thinking mainly only field
Bengals
goals.
put up 33 though, but that's Joe Burrow. That's not Deshaun Watson.
See, if Joe Burrow puts up 33 again this week, I'm not mad at that. If Joe Burrow only puts up motherfucking 10 this week, then that's a problem. But the Commanders are coming in here to fuck shit up.
That's have a weird gut feeling about this game. I'm not gonna switch it. But next game, Bears 4-point favorite against the Panthers. This number has stayed kind of steady, hasn't changed. Bears are at home. I think they're on a 7 home game win streak, the longest active win streak at home in the
Ooh.
NFL. 2-0 win favored. So whenever they are the favorite, they have been winning. So I mean, you got the Panthers coming into town. Andy Dalton, he's a vet. This offense has looked a lot better. He's 1-1 going on, trying to at least get a winning record here for them boys. How do you feel about this game? Caleb Williams, Andy Dalton. This is probably the biggest age gap game I think of the year, of the season so far.
Yeah, this game, I think the Bears suck. I think the Bears offense is not going to match up well against this Panthers defense. I think. Do I know? No. Do I think? Yes. Do I think why? No. Couldn't tell you. But I do fear this Bears defense that kind of hasn't let anybody look too good against them all season. And that's where I'm torn on this game because I really came in here wanting to give the Panthers the dog pick, especially since our division isn't too like stamped yet. So like if you win a game right here, you're kind of still in the hunt. So I really came in here 3 days ago thinking I was gonna pick the Panthers because I don't like the Bears as a home favorite. But that defense hasn't let too many people look too great against them. And even though I do think this Bears offense is not going to play well, I think I can trust this defense to kind of key in on Andy Dalton and not let nothing too crazy happen this week.
Yeah, this Bears defense hasn't let any team go over. What was it?
22.
18, 18. Oh no, this defense only let up 18 points all year. That was the
Oh wow.
yeah. Oh no, mind. Oh yeah, at 21. 21 was when they lost to the Colts. But still, not. I mean, that's really good. At home they haven't let up no more than 18 points. So I do expect this defense to be fucking that's highly elite because the offense is doing short punts, like short drives sometimes. So like usually 10, if you have shorter drives, like the defenses don't really can play good ball because either A, they're tired or they're on the field for long ass times where, yeah, they're going to let up points. So the fact the Bears is don't let up a high amount of points, and I know that their defense is on the field for a lot of the time, is it just shows how good they really are. I got them here at home. I don't think this game it could get interesting, but I really do think this Bears defense is might be like one of the most slept on defense in the league. No one's given them the crown of the best defense in the league, but they might be.
Oh no, that's kind of tough, man. This is a really big defensive year right now. They could be top five, top eight.
And the Panthers, I don't know. I feel like all the juices wore out.
I
This
mean, I
is
don't think they had juice to start, but like they did heat up out of nowhere for a second. They caught some light.
this is a not famous game, but just they are imbued together because of the trade. They traded for the Bryce Young, and because Panthers traded the Bears all those draft picks, they were able to get Caleb Williams. So like this team is like has that trade that people could connect them back with.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Look at you, Paul.
Then we have our next game down the slate here. The Broncos. Oh, what's up?
So I'm glad this was on. You can finish introducing this game, but there's some breaking news to go with this game that just popped up on my TL. Not breaking news, but rumors. You know what I'm saying? I'm in these NFL streets right now. I just spent a lot of time in the NFL streets.
What's what's
They
I'm
saying they saying the Steelers is asking for that boy Devontae, man.
damn. Are they?
There's a they imagine Devon a stallion. They got the bread to pay him because you know they don't pay nobody over there in Pittsburgh.
I could see him wearing the black and gold.
And
But
I can see him liking it.
before we go into that game, I actually skipped over one. We got to go back one. We have the Texans as a 1 point favorite against the Buffalo Bills. Both teams 3-1. Both teams have been doing a pretty solid, both offensively and defensively. Coming off bad losses though, Buffalo Bills got absolutely embarrassed by the Ravens on prime time, whereas the Texans squeaked out a win against the Jaguars last week. How are you feeling about this game?
Scared like a motherfucker. I really I thought I was gonna come in this bitch ready to be like, yo, the Bills, crown them, Josh Allen, crown them. Because they were gonna play a close game against the Ravens and they wasn't gonna show that a big physical defense could beat you up. But though I do feel like the Texans have a big physical defense that could beat you up. I don't see the Texans getting off on the run game like the Ravens were able to against the Bills. And I think that's the reason why the Ravens made the Bills look so bad. And Cam Akers, maybe if you had Joe Mixon and Damian Pierce, you could have made those arguments. Cam Akers, never been that guy to me. It's life. So I wanted to take the Texans on some, yeah, we're in H Town down. We got this motherfucker fresh off the, but I don't know. Josh Allen doesn't really, never really been the guy to lose two in a row consistently. But he's also got the Stephon Diggs revenge game. So how does this go?
I mean, you got both of the revenge. You got Josh Allen because Josh Allen's got had a couple. I didn't think Josh Allen cared about Stephon Diggs leaving until I think it was 2 weeks ago when they won, and he made the comment of, like they're like, yeah, y'all have been destroying teams. How does it feel? And he was like, yeah, it's just so much easier whenever we got guys on the team that don't care about stats. And I was just like, oh, like that sounded like it had a little bit more extra ting to it than normal. So I think they're both. This is like equally like the Josh Allen wants to beat Stephon Diggs to show like, hey, like you left this team. And then Stephon Diggs wants to show. There's almost like Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes, where it's just like both of them want to prove to the other that like, hey, I'm doing just fine without you. So
Yeah,
I do think the Bills are going to win this game here. I was shocked, just like you, to see that they're the dog. Maybe Vegas knows something that should worry me, but their defenses have been playing like, really well. Whereas Josh Allen had that one bad game. I expect him to bounce back. I don't expect him to have back-to-back pitiful performances. He is the MVP frontrunner for a reason, and it's because throughout the first 3 weeks of the NFL, he was just absolutely just slicing and dicing, knowing when to pull it
selling.
and run. Yeah. So I expect him to get back in the win column here.
So you taking Bills?
Yeah.
Oh man, damn, Paul. I would. This would have been a great time to pick the Texans. I also have the Bills, but just strategically off of the picking game, this would be like a good, like a yeah. Let me get it either or, especially since I'm up since the Falcons won. Whenever the Falcons win, I get like an extra game to be like, where can I test my luck? And this is that game where I should do it, but I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah. This is I have I'm feeling this one might be the one that like we look a little silly on, but I'm okay with that because everything is telling me
I
like
can,
those
and
are
they
the
said Stephon Diggs had like 120 yards when he played the Vikings, and like a touchdown when he played the Vikings that first game back. But I mean, Nico Collins is the man on this team. So like,
beast.
so if this offense just plays normally and his defense doesn't do anything crazy, they win.
But now we can start the 4 o'clock games. We got the Broncos hosting the Raiders without Devontae Adams. No, he's not hurt. That boy just being shopped around right now. Steelers apparently are into the pitch. I'm pretty sure I saw what was it? Who else was it? He said that he would like to go to like the Jets or the Saints. Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers. You can see those connections. Some people even linked it to the Washington Commanders. So yeah, Devontae Adams has been getting shopped around and second round pick. That's what they're saying. Plus, you got to be able to have the money to afford his contract, and he'll probably want another contract in a year and a half from now. So you got to probably be ready to pay him.
Nah, dead ass man. You better, cause I think the Steelers got the bread for it. Cause that's my biggest thing. I'm like, there are a lot of teams that need a receiver to lock in with, but I don't know if they can page it like that.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice. George Pickens is becoming the wide receiver one. They're just not throwing the ball enough. Last game they were finally, but yeah, Jacoby Myers, wide receiver one. They still got Brock Bowers, Gardner Minshew. Zamir White is going to be out of this game. So Alexander Madison, former Vikings running back, is going to be getting the start for the Raiders this week. Where, I mean, the Raiders are their favorite, right? Yeah, Oh, no, the Broncos, 3-point favorites at home. I'm shocked about that.
Really? You think? Oh, but we're talking Devontae Adams and shit. How do
But
you
no,
think this Raiders? I think this Broncos team. I'm low key not upset about. I'm not as upset as I was 3 weeks ago about my stake in Bronco County because last week showed us that as long as this defense locks in, this offense can play stinkingly terrible, but they can go 500 as long as this defense locks it. 60 yards, 60 passing yards, fall,
I
one
know.
touchdown, and they still won. Sean Payton led defense. And that's what I forgot. I was like, oh, duh. If there's anything these motherfuckers can do, they can do that. Patrick Surtain can lock up on any best receiver in this league right now. So like, I'm not as bad as my take is taking Bronco County like I was. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making no bread. I'm definitely down in value.
Bronco County.
But I don't know, man. I'm not. I definitely wouldn't buy a crib in Vegas right now.
Bro, Gardner Minshew and them boys are gonna go blow up Bronco County. Jacoby Myers is a dog. But Alexander Madison got off last week for the Raiders. Honestly, looked like the better back over Zamir White. So if we'll see if he snaps this game, especially against his Broncos defense, which I will give credit to. They are playing really good. Scott Payton is scheming up some good defense. Um, but yeah, Raiders are going for their ninth consecutive win over the Broncos. They own the fucking Broncos. 8-0 against the Broncos in their last 8. I'm taking the black and silver. Give me the Las Vegas Raiders here on the road.
Really? Okay, so this is the game where I sneakily get one from you. I bet. Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I would love to say I hate Bo Nix, but I could only hate him the second amount. The second most on this podcast. So I definitely don't believe in Bo Nix. I'll say that. And I believe in this Broncos defense led by Sean Payton, led by Patrick Surtain. And that's kind of been able to keep his team in games to force Gardner Minshew to make a bonehead mistake late in the game. And that's what's going to cost them. So I got the Broncos.
Yeah. Oh shit! I skipped another game on accident. I didn't want to talk it, so I kept skipping over it.
We
Dolphins,
got to talk to.
Dolphins, Patriots. We're going to New England. Patriots are a 1 point dog at home. I swear they're a 1 point favorite when I first looked at it. Now they're a 1 point dog. Um, Odell Beckham Jr. coming back. Raheem Mostert coming back. We're getting healthy on offense. No Tua though. He won't be back till like way probably. I think they said like week 8 or something will be his first week. He'll probably be back. Um,
Really?
yeah, so I think that's what they said. I haven't really been keeping up with it too much. We got Jacoby. I mean, it's a divisional game. Jacoby versus everyone and their mama wants Drake May to come start, but that boy Mayo said that ain't happening under my watch. We're gonna have Brissett lean us down. It's one of the lowest over unders, 35.5. That should tell you that they did not expect a lot of points in this game. I told you last week that I wasn't gonna pick this team. I may have talked myself into this week just because it is the Patriots, Jacoby Brissett. This is gonna be one ugly game, a lot of defense, a lot of special teams, and I'm just hoping we can squeak out a win here because we need it for us to have any contention for when Tua comes back and any like drive to be like, yeah, we can as long as we rattle some wins together, we still can make the playoffs. We gotta win this game.
Yeah, this is definitely a must win for you guys, but the Patriots don't know what they don't know. So, like, Patriots just don't know what they don't know. Like, they're gonna come into this game feeling like they can win this game, and I think that's what's gonna flex it up. This offense is gonna suck, but you got Christian Gonzalez and Tyreek Hill is gonna be a beautiful matchup. So, and my only thing is that last week when they had Huntley come in, it would have been different if they had like an offense like made towards him. Like that's the reason why he was a decent backup on the Ravens because it was very easy to switch the offense to make it cater towards Huntley. It's the same fucking thing with It's the same fucking thing as if Tua was there. Like maybe that's why Skylar Thompson doesn't look too well all the time. Like now I'm understanding. Like Mike McDaniel doesn't switch shit for nothing. And on top of that, the running backs still aren't all the way back healthy. It's like I would love to pick the Dolphins and be like, yeah, Paul, I'm here with you, kid. But like, I don't know. Like, what can your offense do against this Patriots defense to like? Then let me know something, kid, that I don't.
All right, Raheem Morstead's back. I'm really hoping that he brings that juice to the running backs. I never said Achane was a between the tackles type of runner. He was always that like explosive play, like use him for a few snaps of the game. He gets big plays. Morstead was like he was the David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs type of scenario where like if you don't have
Mm,
Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs is not going to be able to get you the runs you want. So I'm hoping with Morstead back, we can get the run game going. But the scariest thing to me is that the defensive line for the Patriots still has been playing really good, and our offensive line has played fucking bad. I'm just hoping they take the reins off of Huntley, let him run the ball, let him throw the ball down the middle, let him like just let him play ball. Like we don't have to have the crazy exotic play calls and this and that. Just let him play ball. That's all I'm hoping for. We have the skill, like skill for skill. We probably are the better team. We just need to let the quarterback get the ball to those skill players.
yeah. Ugh. I don't know, man. What's the it's in New England
Yeah, it's in New England too.
in October? Mm,
Walking out with a second win.
mm. I think this is a good game for y'all to get y'all second win. I might have to go Patriots. Paul ain't gonna lie to you. Please, please, please. If you guys bust their ass, please come onto this podcast and rank me for this and chew the fuck out of me for being a dumb motherfucker to believe in the Patriots.
Brissett could have a revenge game too, because like he was on the Dolphins and people did
Nah,
choose.
nah, 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 nah. That nigga's sorry, kid. That nigga sucks.
Then we got then we got another. Now we're back at the 4 o'clocks. 49ers, 7 point favorite at home against division rival Cardinals. Cardinals just got blown out by the Commanders. 49ers, on the other hand, coming off a very good win, a blowout of their own against the Patriots, who we were just talking about. So, two teams coming off of two opposite sides of a blowout.
How do you feel this is gonna go?
I think the Cardinals keep it close, but you're going to find very few weeks where I'm not picking the 49ers to win the game.
I don't know, man. We said that the Vikings week.
And like I said, that very and even that week was like they get down to like the 2 yard line, get stopped on fourth and goal, and then the Vikings get the ball. Very next play, Jettas gets a fucking 97-yard touchdown. Um, if y'all just get that touchdown, who knows? Like it's a different outcome. But I do think this is just a better team. Cardinals, they kind of showed their hand. Like if you can keep Kyler limited from running the ball, the offense didn't look that good. The last week was the only week because the first 3 weeks he had like 40, 50 yards every game. This last week he only had like three, I think, yards or 4 yards total. The Commanders did a good job keeping him in the pocket, making him throw. And the 49ers can kind of copy that game plan. I think that that's how you can beat this team because that's honestly how you beat the Cardinals every year was like if you stop Kyler from playing video game football, you win. If you make him a
Yeah.
traditional quarterback, you're probably going to win. And 49ers, I also think that's have one of the most consistent, well-oiled offenses in the league.
I mean, I don't know, man. Marvin Harrison, 4 touchdowns, 3 games. I don't know. James Conner playing well. I
Yeah,
don't know, Paul. I don't know, man. But then you sure you don't want you to take Vegas? They got the
sounds like you
public. They
want
got
to
all
take.
the
They got 7 points, Kel. You get the big dog
uh,
on the block.
yeah. I would say the public. They got 40. They got
The
everybody's
dogs,
on the
dogs
49ers.
like 6.5 or more have been barking.
Facts, facts. Am I picking them niggas? Nope. But this offense is back. Like they have Debo, they have Brandon Ayuk, Jordan Mason's been holding it down. Jawan Jennings is still Brock Purdy's favorite target. You want me to pick the fucking Cardinals? Like in any shape or fashion for this game? No way, Jose.
And Vegas knows like 7 points is a reason. Like the Cardinals are a fun video game offense. Like if you're playing Madden, You could probably snap with the Cardinals.
They'd be a dangerous NFL street team. I'm talking about throw it up to Marvin Harrison. Kyler Murray can do all types of crazy shit. Trey McBride would be pushing and shoving. Like it's NFL street, they'd be nice. But we talking between the lines right now.
Yeah. Next game down the slate, we got the Los Angeles Rams, where they're a 3-point dog at home, where the Green Bay Packers are coming to town. Jordan Love still looking for his first win on the season, Kev. Does he get it here against this LA Rams team? Stafford very well has played this Packers team. Not very. He knows his Packers team very well. He used to play him twice a year. So it's something to circle.
I mean, do you want the long answer or the short answer?
Either one. I honestly don't know where I'm going to go with this because the Rams as a dog is when they play their best football. It's the Rams as a favorite is whenever they start fucking it up.
So the first question was, does Jordan Love get his first win of the week? The short answer is yes. The long answer is not as easy as we might think. I think that offense started getting into rhythm, and the way that he made Jalen Reed after Christian Watson going out, he turned Jalen Reed into a number one receiver was nice. So I think this offense definitely is going to be cooking. I think they're defending their own. I gotta check the O line. I gotta check their O line numbers, but from what I've seen, I haven't really heard too much about Jordan Love taking a lot of sacks last game. And I think Matt LaFleur is a good coach. I think the Rams, this is a game that you would pick them if they had um, something to work with on offense. But Tutu Atwell, I'm not trusting that boy like that against this this Packers defense that's gotten a takeaway in every fucking game. So like, it would be cool. I think Kyron Williams scored. I actually seen the stat that he scored in like 7 straight games. They're trying to say he's like the new CMC in fantasy right now. But nah, I don't really see this Rams winning this game. I think they play hard. I think this is when you send us, you shoot the text message, Matthew Stafford comeback incoming, but they just don't have the firepower to make that comeback happen. So I got the Packers.
Yeah, the Rams defense has been so bad this year. They've let up over 20 something, like 24, I think is the least amount of points they let up this year. Let me go check real quick. Yeah, 26 to the Lions, they lost. 41 to the Cardinals, 24 to the 49ers, 24 to the Bears. Um, I think like if you have, I do know he's not going to have Romeo Dobbs. I think is doubtful for this game, and so is I think Watson. Like he's going to be down a couple of people, but I still think that you can that Packers offense is kind of like you just fill people in and people find ways to eat. I, Jordan Love's going to have a big game. Well, receivers are going to have a big game. The Packers defense does get a lot of turnovers, but if it's not sustained, I want to see how the defense looks if they don't get a turnover this game. I want to see
Yeah, that's true.
do they play really good sound defense where Stafford they just because this shouldn't be a close game, but if Stafford doesn't throw any interceptions or or they Packers don't get another or Xavier McKinney I should say doesn't get another interception, how good is this Packers team looking? I'm gonna take the Packers team on the road. It probably won't even be a real road game because their fans do travel really well.
Yeah, because there's Packers fans all over the world. That's what Aaron Rodgers always says. So
And it's
yeah,
LA, home of the fake fans, so I do expect that stadium to be like half and half.
Packers. I like to see us agree, Paul.
Then we got the Seattle Seahawks, 7-point favorite against the New York Giants. Giants without Malik Neighbors, without Devin Singletary. They're gonna be down to like their two best players, not best players, but Malik Neighbors definitely one of their best players. It's gonna be Seattle Seahawks coming off of a shootout with Jared Goff and the Rams. Giants coming off the Thursday night loss to the Cowboys. They had long rest though. Maybe that does help them. How do you? Is this even I also want to say this is Geno Smith kind of revenge game because he did get the start over the Giant Eli Manning back in the day. The Giants fans hated him because he broke the Eli Manning like record for most games started consecutively. And then Eli gets the start towards the end of the year. They like Geno just had a terrible time on the Giants. So that is also a factor.
Um, yeah, I mean it is, but I really, Paul, I'd be so shocked at the games that we talk about because I see the Seahawks coming in and fucking this team up. I think this team played very, very well in the loss last week, and I'm expecting them to bounce back. I'm expecting Gino to make something shake. I do like how the Giants have been working my dog Malik Neighbors like a mother trucker, but I don't really see the Seahawks defense with like a crazy pass defense to stop that. But I definitely got the Seahawks.
Yeah. If Malik Neighbors and Singletary were playing, I can maybe talk myself into this game. But yes, without Malik Neighbors, this Giants offense is gonna look really bad. Seahawks, and it's in Seattle too. Yeah, give me the Seahawks.
Oh, it's in Seattle? Oh yeah, definitely give me the Seahawks. The 12th
Next
man is pulling up.
next game or Sunday night football game. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers currently number one in the AFC North, 3-1, 2.5 point favorite at home, hosting the Cowboys, 2-2. Cowboys. Cowboys kind of need to start. They're looking iffy. That's what I will say about them. The Pittsburgh Steelers playing the same football they've been playing for the last 15 years,
Yeah.
with a modern
Um,
twist because they definitely don't have the same quarterback play.
I mean, how many sacks is Dak taking this season?
I thought he took a good amount, but I don't think he took in like a crazy amount.
Hmm. I mean, this team is coming off of this Pittsburgh team is coming off of L, and Justin Fields played his best game all season. I think if they plan to win this game through passing that bitch to George Pickens all day, that's not a good game plan. But if they can establish the run early, which Najee Harris has not been able to do much of this season, but if they could do that and lock up play double CD Lamb and then force the fucking Cowboys to win the game with like third pin and give these other receivers production, oh, they're winning this game without a doubt. But if they come in this bitch thinking like, oh yeah, we're just gonna slow, methodical, they're gonna end up kicking a lot of field goals, and I think the Cowboys accidentally steal it. So it depends on what Steelers team kind of shows up this game, and it's prime time.
I will say there are some key injuries for the Cowboys. Parsons will be out. Same with Demarcus Lawrence, so the D line will be kind of decimated. That scares me, to be
I did not know
honest.
that.
Um, like normally, if shit like that happens, I would probably take the Steelers here. But I personally just can't go against this Cowboys team as a dog here. 2.5 point dog. It's a prime time game. They get plenty of those. Justin Fields and the Steelers team, I just think might freeze up in the moment. This is more of a gut handicap than it is a statistical handicap. And I think the Cowboys are like sometimes whenever it's like stocks. Like when something's at an all time low, you gotta buy in. And that's kind of how I'm feeling about the Cowboys. Like they might be I know they're coming off a win against the Giants, but even that was a tough win. And like you said, Kev, this could be a game of field goals. And Brandon Aubrey is got the best leg in the whole league. I think they get the
Right
win.
now, the best legger right now.
That's,
He did miss one last week, but he has the best legger right now. Young Ho Koo gonna get that shit fixed. And you know it's actually Young Wei Koo, and I'm still gonna say Young Ho because I'm a coon ass nigga.
yeah. Michael said it on the or not sorry, Michael Al Michael said it on the during Thursday night football. Motherfucker, he a real one.
He know.
Are
But
you Cowboys too or
oh fuck no, I'm taking this. Once you told me Michael Parsons and Demarcus Lawrence is out, I was like, oh, y'all not gonna get no pressure, so you gonna let Justin Fields, who just had statistically his best game in a loss, get some rhythm, get comfortable, and start driving. Oh no, No way. No way, Jose. So you taking the Cowboys?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cowboys here as the dog.
Hey, say less, man. Hey, Paul, you out here picking dogs this week. You got one, two, three, four, five dogs.
Big
Yeah,
Barker.
I've been barking. Dang, I have two.
Then we have our Monday night game, prime time, and last game on the slate. Chiefs, 5.5 point favorite, looking to go 5-0. They're in Kansas City, where the New Orleans Saints come into town. Should be a good little matchup because also Derek Carr, former Raider, he used to have to play the Chiefs twice a year, so he is pretty familiar with this team. He's played Patrick Mahomes quite a lot. How are we feeling about this game? Is it going to be no Rashee Rice, no Isaiah Pacheco? It is shorthanded Chiefs. That is for that something you do got to bring up.
I mean, if this is the game for the Saints to get some crazy upset, it would be cool. But I feel like you just gave the Chiefs an extra day to figure that stuff out. Maybe this game was like on a Thursday. I don't know. But you gave them an extra day to kind of lock in and figure these things out. Like, okay, we knew a while ago we didn't have Isaiah Pacheco. We knew a while ago we didn't have Rasheed Rice. We know Kareem Hunt has to step up, who didn't play terrible last week in his debut back. We still have this defense led by Chris Jones. We still have a Pat Mahomes who can kind of figure out what the fuck is the what the fuck is up with Travis Kelsey and then get some production over there. So I think this is the week that like this is one of those weeks that like those undefeated teams should probably lose and then kind of just like the law of averages and just the way that the NFL usually plays out. They're just not playing defense. Teams matched up well enough to give them that loss, that out of nowhere loss that nobody expected. So I got Kansas City to play an ugly game. I think this game might not be as ugly as the Saints and Eagles, but it is going to be quite disgusting because there are going to be some growing pains and they're going to have to get creative with that offense. But it's not like we've never seen them do that before.
Yeah, and like looking back on it, like this is a solid resume of 4 wins for the Chiefs. Like Baltimore, Cincinnati, Atlanta, and then the Chargers. And we can say what we want. They weren't as good as the other three. Saints, the Saints. If the Saints of the first 2 weeks shows up, this could be a ball game where like Rashid Shaheed is like the 80-yard deep threat. And Derek Carr is able to hit him on one. Alvin Kamara is scoring like 2 touchdowns again. Like when they were clicking on all levels, this could be a ball game, but I don't see that. That was not sustainable for all year. Chiefs. My biggest reason for taking Chiefs is Andy Reid with a long week. When he has extended time to prepare for games, his record is just crazy. I don't have it in front of me, but like he has one of the best win percentages ever for like a quarterback when he has a longer week to prepare for a game.
Don't forget you said Pat Mahomes is like what 15-2 in prime time.
Yeah. So give me the Kansas City Chiefs here, and it's in Kansas City too. That's the other like the cherry on top.
Okay. So oh, that's the whole entire slate. And you picked a lot of fucking dogs. So I don't know, man. Maybe this might be the week you make something shake with the dogs.
Yeah, I'm gonna find something. But you bringing them up, we got to get into the closing segment here. Our locks and our dog. 2 locks and 1 dog as per usual. I'm gonna give out our little current win loss record. Kev, on the locks, you're 4-4. You're battling 500. Could go 2-0 right here this week. Gonna be sitting kind of nice. I'm sitting at 6-2. I've been kind of zoned in on the locks. 3 weeks, I'm 2-0 on 3 of my weeks, and then I've had 1 week where I was 0-2. Then for the dogs, Kev, your dogs have been barking 3-1. You've been seeing to feel great on the dogs, and then I have yet to hit a single fucking dog. 0-4 on all my dogs.
Yeah, that's tragic. Because you pick some good dogs. You just don't pick the right one.
Yeah, the right. I take the wrong one to do the race.
So I only have two dogs to work with, the Bills or the Patriots. And it's funny because I'm more confident in the Patriots than I am the Bills. And it's
Really?
funny because, which I think is funny. but they're both -1. So like my dogs kind of suck this week. So I'm going to take the Bills over the Texans as my dog.
All right,
And then
locking
yeah,
him in.
and then for my locks, I really, 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 really like the Commanders. And I don't know why that shit's just sitting at my tree.
Sitting pretty.
And yeah, like if I was a better, that's definitely something you could parlay up real quick. And then you would think that that Bears is a good lock. You would think the Broncos is a good lock. The 49ers are a good lock, but that's no fun. We're going to lock up the Packers against the Rams.
I do like the Packers pick. Oh, since I have so many dogs, I think I'll say that one for last. I'll go with my two locks first. Um, whew, probably gonna go with the team I said has probably one of the best defenses in NFL. I'm gonna go with the Bears here.
That's a good pick.
And then if I had my lock, ooh, do I want to do them? I'm gonna do it to them.
Yeah. You lucky I couldn't have picked the Falcons. I would have put the Falcons in my lock.
Give me the Jaguars to get their first win.
Ooh, sneaky. That's a good pick.
And then for the dog, this is what, like I said, I have yet to pick the right one. I have plenty of dogs here. I could go to Cowboys on prime time. I could go with the Raiders against the Broncos because there's no
There,
world Nick should be a favorite.
there's only one that you should pick. I'm looking at it and I'm like, if he does not pick these niggas, I'm gonna be sick.
Is it the Bengals? Is it the Bungalows? Is it?
Let me see who you pick, and you'll see if my stomach turns.
Let me get the dog out the way early. Give me the Jets in London to win. Let me get Aaron Rodgers to beat a team that he just owns in the Vikings.
I fucking hate you. I hate you. You talked the Bengals up so much. Like you said, there's no way Joe Burrow doesn't come in here and drop 500 damn near. Like I'm paraphrasing like a
It was it.
motherfucker.
It was either the Jets or the Cowboys. I was either the first
Uh,
prime time or the
no,
Sunday time.
and that's why I didn't say nothing because like I was about to say the Cowboys. I was like, I should actually pick them. No, I need him to pick these Bengals. He get the dub. No, this motherfucker picked the Jets. How do you trust these other in another across the pond,
Across
top of
the
the morning,
the wonkiest of the
shrimp
wrong.
and grits?
I will say, hey, bro, do you want a little nugget that I forgot to bring up while we're talking? It was that the Vikings have defensively. I know sometimes numbers aren't always the most accurate, but they have the worst pass defense. They let up 275 passing yards per game. It is
Yeah,
because they also do get leads early, so you do have to throw the ball against them. But they also have that bend don't break mentality, and they have that blitz mentality. So that's why I think Aaron Rodgers and them might be able to get off.
as long as these motherfuckers don't blitz, they will be fine. But I think with that game, I think it's second half adjustments. I think if at any point the fucking Jets catch momentum in that game, Brian Flores adjusts in the second half.
Well, we're gonna see. We're split on what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 games. If you consider Thursday night football as well. So this is usually one of the weeks where one of us do really well, one of us do really bad.
Yeah, consistently. So we'll see, man. I was like, this is a good week to go 6-10, but we can't. I can't this week. I already had a 6-10 week.
I
I had
got
to
the
go at
double
least ten
digits
and
my
six.
main.
Yeah, I was I got to go 10-6 this week, and
Uh, all 6 of those what?
I did. I would have said it backwards, and I was about to say all six of those should be motherfucker against Steve, and I'm like, nah, then those would be losses.
Well, we appreciate y'all for watching. Going early morning Saturday live with the picks. Now my dogs want to start barking and shit. The dogs are barking. You can hear them literally. But as always, go ahead and like and subscribe. Thank y'all for watching along. If y'all did